Like, people don't look at that part of it. The one person you think Russell will have a problem with is the star player. Jokic is like, no, this is my guy.
My guy.
This is my guy. Like, I like
here.
this motherfucker here. Yeah. And that becomes the problem. So it's one of those things where a guy like Russell makes it hard for a locker room if you're comfortable.
Yep. But I think by getting rid of Malone, Nikola Jokic is looking like, look, Luka in LA, I rock with him. That's my homie. Maybe after LeBron retires, you're going to start hearing some trade rumors. Don't be surprised if the Joker lands in LA with the Lakers. Gilbert Arenas talks about Russell Westbrook getting Michael Malone fired. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Russ? There's some reports reports. Did you hear it? Did you hear the report? I'll read the report. The reports are that some players on the team were salty with how Michael Malone treated Russell Westbrook. I think held him to an extremely high standard. Top 75 all-time former MVP, and they said on and off the court. Yeah. I've known Russ for a long time, so.
Mike really fucks with Russ in his whole legacy. He really has respect for him, so the players didn't like that.
You know what's so funny? It makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you're a coach, besides us as the Lakers,
of course,
as a coach, you want the Russell Westbrook.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? Because one thing Russell does is, like a Giannis, every day in practice, he only knows how to go one way, 1,000 miles an hour. He's going to show up every single day. There's no days off. He don't know what it looks like. He's going to prepare, go hard. When you're a coach and you're trying to teach, yo, come on. What is going on? He is the standard of it. Yeah, it might not translate to victories on the court because of his style of play, but his style of his work ethic, a coach is going to love it.
Yeah, definitely. If you're Russell Westbrook, his intensity is commendable, respectable, and I could see Mike Malone really having favoritism, not only for Russell Westbrook, the player, but just the energy that he gives out. I haven't watched a practice with Russell Westbrook in his whole NBA career, but if he's playing like that on the court, imagine what practices are like with Russell Westbrook on your team. So a lot of coaches, they respect him. Yeah, even though Gil is right, may not translate to wins, especially when it counts the most, but still, you like that energy. The favoritism was there, and maybe some players, they didn't like that, especially the young players that's trying to get minutes. Why are you playing the old guy that already proved it in his career, made all that money? Let me get some minutes. So I can see the locker room scratching their head and be like, look, why is Russ getting all this playing time?
Because you can't teach it.
Because you can't teach it.
Yeah.
And think about that.
Yeah.
The legend Russ.
But it wasn't just Russ too, right? It was it was Joker.
Joker wanted him. Joker
Murray,
wanted him. Yeah. And Joker loved that shit.
Yeah.
But it was think about who the other guys that might be offended.
That look a little lazy.
Well,
look a little bit more authoritative.
Like, come on, man, goddamn.
I mean, well, we saw it when he had when he missed the free throw and they was walking off, and I saw the ones who didn't like
it.
Definitely didn't like him.
But then the thing is, you got a vet that plays hard. He's a leader by example. You're a coach. He's top 75. Think about what the problem
NBA
Russ had in the Clippers. He said he had to go back and look at Ty Lue and be like, do I have to wear my top 75 jacket in there?
Yeah, we heard the Bones Highland story.
What's going on in here? You are disrespecting me because
Yeah, Russell Westbrook faces a lot of disrespect. I had my jokes too with the whole Russell Westbrook and the skip thing, but you can't take away from his work ethic. For him to do what he's doing now, even in his latter stages of his career, he can still give you 15 points, 7-8 rebounds, 7-8 assists. He's a potential walking triple-double if he gets around 30 to 35 minutes per night. He really fell into his role by being a role player, but he expects to start depending on who's on his team. So yeah, the Clippers didn't work out. LA didn't work out. I thought Denver would be a perfect opportunity for Russ to extend his career for another, 3 or 4 years, but it's been rumors that his future in Denver is questionable. They don't know what's going to happen with him long term. And the reason why he was on that team was because of the Joker wanted to play with him. So if you got the coach and Malone rocking with him, you got your best player and the Joker rocking with him, of course, he's going to start or get significant minutes. But with the ownership, maybe they weren't rocking with Russ, getting all that playing time over the rookies and the young players. So just a balance of power. One had to go, and it was going to be Mike Malone. But if you're the Joker, are you potentially thinking about leaving Denver? They got rid of your coach. They're possibly going to get rid of your favorite player in Russell Westbrook in the offseason. Don't know about the Joker's contract right now, but don't be surprised if the Joker lands in LA with the Lakers.
I do all this stuff the right way. Yeah. So when you got players are looking like, man, he treating Russ like he's God gives to the world. Do it like Russ.
Yep.
Do it like this. When you're the example in practice, when you're the example, why can't y'all guys have a wife and the kids and just have a family and go home like Russ?
But
it's like goddamn, coach.
You know what it is though? It's probably hard for them though, because they NBA champions. Yeah. They probably feeling another way too. Like we did it our way.
They're using, they're using rings.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And Jokic is like, yeah, that ring ain't. That's me. But be like Russ.
It's old news.
You know what I mean?
Because I'm like Russ.
Because I'm like
Russ. That's why he loves Russ.
Like people don't look at that part of it. The one person you think Russell will have a problem with is the star player. Jokic is like, no, this is my guy.
My guy.
This is my guy. Like, I like this motherfucker here. Yeah. And that becomes the problem. So it's one of those things where a guy like him, a guy like Russell, makes it hard for a locker room if you're comfortable.
Yep. Yeah, if you're uncomfortable, you ain't rocking with Russell Westbrook. You're going to look at him and be like, damn, I see all the favoritism he's getting with our best player and the coach. I'm a young player, trying to find my lane, earn my stripes in the NBA, but I'm not getting minutes because they're playing the old guy. So, of course, Malone may have lost the locker room by supporting Russ, but are people going to turn on the Joker because he really wants Russ a part of his team? He wants Russ playing minutes. He wants people to kind of mimic what Russ is doing. So at the end of the day, the balance of power could shift in Russell's favor, maybe in the playoffs, just because the Joker wants him to play. And if you're in a playoff setting, yeah, the young guys are cool throughout the regular season, but you want stability. I know Russ, he has his moments where he turns over the ball, has lapses on defense where he's not locked in. But still, for the most part, if you manage his minutes correctly, put him in when it counts the most, I think Russell Westbrook can definitely help the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs.
Same thing with a Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Woo!
Why is it always on Russ, though?
The media portrayed this to the world as a bad locker room guy. What a bad locker room guy is this. He doesn't understand losing. He don't respect it, right? There's only one or two of him. There's 13 lazy motherfuckers, right? So this one guy don't care about, he care about preparation. He wants to go out there and win. He doesn't know anything else. So it's easier for this group to say, hey, man, we don't
he the odd man out.
With him.
Yeah.
He coming over here,
trying to make us work out. Trying to make us work.
Man, we got a raise.
We've been good.
We got to stay after. He over here, coming in here,
talking about drawing plays up. He grabbing the board and
he over here trying to play
ones. We don't play one.
Lazy.
Yeah, when you become the standard of a team, do what Russ does, that's going to tear the locker room as well. And then we got Michael Malone and the Joker stamping it like, look, whatever Russ is doing, yeah, he has his moments where he's not engaged and playing good. He's going to have full intensity. He's going to turn the ball over with intensity. He's going to pass with intensity. He's going to try hard on defense at times, rebound the ball, do whatever it takes for them to win the game. And again, he's kind of locked in as this, role player. So he knows he's not going to be the best person on the team or get the most minutes. But when he's out there, he's going to give full effort. So, of course, if you're a team or ownership group, I thought you would want a Russell Westbrook on your team. But just with the whole stigma, the narrative of him being a bad player in the locker room, Mike McMinimum called him a vampire, reports from the Lakers locker room. Don't know if that was true or not, but that whole Lakers situation, it kind of made Russ look bad within the media. And now a lot of teams are kind of looking at him like, look, do we really want Russ a part of this team? He could be exiled from the NBA, similar to Carmelo Anthony, maybe the next 4 to 5 years of his potential NBA career. It's going to be rough for Russ just because of the narratives that are floating around about him.
So even Michael Malone, there were some comments that surfaced, not sure exactly when, but taking shots at the team saying guys don't watch film unless he forces them to. Basically alluding to the guys weren't putting in the work they needed. There was also a report that Joker said he wasn't pleased with the defensive effort from the squad this season. So a lot of different stuff coming out in the wake of Michael Malone getting fired. Yeah. The Westbrook thing interesting though, but one thing we talk about Russ, whether you love him or hate him, always available, right? Always willing to play. 22 and 14 as a starter this season.
Availability.
When he said, guys don't fucking watch film, and guys don't fucking think about watching film.
No.
Wait, Nick, wait. So when you hear that, right, and he says, we have to make them watch film. We have to go and watch film with them. So that's the first line of defense when you're a coach, and you have to bring this first problem to the air for the first time when he should have looked at this problem, corrected it on his own, and then when I bring it up, you already like, yeah, that was my bad, coach. I watched that.
So this
I f***ed that up. This is what I'm gonna do next time. I know what I was supposed to do. That type of shit.
This was 2
Yeah, by Mike Malone calling out his team, he's not going to bite his tongue. He's going to let people know how he feels. Don't know if he tried to do it behind the scenes and they weren't listening to him. And then he's seeing these bad plays. They start to become habits. So, of course, Mike Malone, he going to let it be known, like, look, they're not watching film. I have to make them watch film, whatever he said in these press conferences. I'm sure that's the reason why he lost the locker room. By you airing out, grown men, they like to say that in sports. You shouldn't have to do that, but still, sometimes you got to air out your dirty laundry for players to really realize, like, look, not only are we being held to a standard, but if we're not on point, coach is going to talk about us in the media. So if you want to avoid all that, go hard in practice, go all out, or the coach is going to air you out in front of the media. It's going to make you look bad, and other teams are going to be looking at this too, like, look, we're bringing in this player. It's been talked about that he doesn't watch film. His coach is airing him out in front of everybody. So players got to be held to a higher standard. You can't just fire the coach and think everything's going to work itself out unless you got a great coaching candidate that can change the culture. I don't think there's a coach out there right now that can take Mike Malone's place and mimic what they did over the next 3 to 4 years. Maybe, maybe not, but it's going to be tough for the Nuggets to move forward and kind of regain an identity or change their identity.
2 weeks ago after a loss to the Blazers, he said there's players, they're not going to go back and watch their minutes because nobody watches their minutes, nobody watches film, so we'll have to show them the film.
When was that?
No, 2 weeks ago after the loss to the Blazers.
When has Mike stopped watching?
That's what I own.
That was weird. That's weird.
No. Think about a coach. You probably had Russ come on the team.
Oh, shit.
The team after a game, and he say, "Hey, where's the film? Where's the film breakdown?"
Hey, coach.
I need to see what I did.
Hey,
and
coach.
you're like,
why are you doing that, Russ?
what do you mean?
Yeah.
I want to
that's
see how I
okay.
played. I want to see how I'm supposed to get better, the mistakes I've made. See, people don't realize, most people don't want to be accountable for their 7 turnovers or what in there. But you have a guy like Russ, Giannis, hey, man, and let me see, I had 9 turnovers.
Man, I was playing for them
Let me see what
tonight.
the fuck I did.
Right.
Can I get the tape of that? He holds himself accountable because he wants to watch it. Now you got a coach like,
So that's
Loves it.
So that make you show favoritism?
No.
Hell yeah, it does.
course.
It does.
But I
It's like the
your
kid.
first ring.
No.
No.
We get it. We get what you're saying.
You saying I.
We get what you're saying. We get what you're saying. But look, the kid in the front of
know
the.
how to do this.
But the kid,
and that's the
But
thing.
you don't go to the media and you just show this person favoritism and talk about.
But he didn't do it in the
after
media.
What we done.
He didn't do it in the media. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course, that's going to bring favoritism. No matter if they won a championship or 5 before Russ, if Russ is showing that he's a part of the culture as far as what they want to be seen from practice and the day in, day out, of course he's going to get that favoritism. So I hear what Nick is saying. We won a championship before you, so why are you having favoritism toward Russ? But if Russ is, having that identity of the team and the coaching staff watching film, requesting film, and players may not have been doing that consistently on this team, yeah, coach is going to be like, look, let me pull you to the side. I rock with you. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to get consistent minutes. It may not be perfect out there, but as long as you bring that intensity and you're trying out there, of course you're going to get minutes. And again, by the Joker stamping him, wanting to be on his team, saluting Russ in these post-game interviews, of course he's going to get minutes. And of course the coach is going to favor him the most out of every other player, even your best players like Murray and Braun and all those other players. Yeah, Russ is going to get the favoritism because he's trying and he's doing everything after the game and before the game to get better.
But
That's Russ.
The new
these
guy.
guys already accomplished. They passed the SAT with flying colors.
Yes, they
And
did.
then
They
this guy-
did. Yes. Go ahead, Gil. Who did it? Gil, who got the A on the test, and then who would put the rest of their name on there?
And he don't go by that rule. He goes by
Joker passed the test, and everybody else
So
put
y'all
their
can't
name
never
on the
get there without
project.
Murray.
No, we don't know that. We don't say who it is.
So
We just say
we don't know who.
they're part of the class
No,
project.
we don't
1,300 guys.
say. We
I
don't
believe
see
it's everybody but
we don't
Jokic.
see. What I'm saying is, and what we're saying is, let's take Murray and Jokic out of it, right? There's a rest of the team.
So you still get there without them?
But there's a rest of the team. Back
get there with
then, they now are happy with the one championship. My two stars
They
are
still
sitting here
want.
like,
They still want more.
No.
and then another guy comes
No,
in.
it ain't even about-
this other guy comes in, and he's showing even these two guys.
Take it up another notch.
Take it up another notch.
Take it up another notch.
And y'all over here like,
That's
hey,
it.
we with this dude.
Yeah.
And now they looking at the old like, yo, come on, man. He's doing extra line drills. He's doing this. He's watching.
He older than you.
Yeah.
He in here earlier.
Yeah, it looks like the rest of the team got comfortable with the championship that they won in 2023. Joker, he wants more. He's putting up all these crazy numbers, but he wants more championships on his resume. And Russell Westbrook could be the missing piece. Again, he's going to have moments where he falls off, gets turnovers, especially in the crunch time. But still, I would take a Russell Westbrook that's trying his hardest out there than a young guy that's not really putting in the effort, not watching film. Of course, the media narrative is Malone favored Russ and he lost the locker room, but it should be the other way around. Russ led by example, may have put pressure on other players to handle their business and people ain't rocking with him. But it shouldn't be a flaw on Russell Westbrook's record with the Nuggets as far as him being the reason why Malone got fired. The players, they stopped believing in Malone, didn't want to follow his lead anymore. And that's usually when they make a coaching change. Before they start getting rid of players, they're going to get rid of a coach before anything. But I think by getting rid of Malone, again, Nikola Jokic is looking like, look, Luka in LA, I rock with him. That's my homie. Maybe after LeBron retires, you're going to start hearing some trade rumors or Jokic leaving once his contract is up and joining Luka and the Lakers.